Today I'm going to tell my shitty birthday story, which I have finally turned around after possibly decades. So, let me back up for a minute. I'm turning, if you follow me on Instagram, which is really my primary social media channel, I have been, and this stuff also gets sent over to Facebook. I have been dancing in a bikini every day as I count down to my 59th birthday on August 14th. I started doing this in June. It was just an inspiration that hit me on a Saturday morning. I took it and ran with it because when something lights me up, I've learned that it's best to take action immediately. If I overthought this, I never would have done it. So I just did it that day. I danced to American Girl in a really cute bikini, like red, white, and blue bikini. And that was it. And I said, I'm going to do this every day as a countdown to my 59th birthday. It was like probably 54 days before my birthday. But then I decided a few days in, might as well make it 59 bikinis. So I'm going to double up some days. So I think today was like day 38 or something. I'm 39. Um, and I'm having so much fun with this little challenge that I gave myself. It's partly to document my progress as I'm really working to get in even better shape, have better muscle definition, more energy, all of the things. It's just a fun, playful, happy thing for me to do. Um, and most days I love doing it and I already have an idea. Some days I'm like, oh, what am I going to do today? But I show up every day because I made this commitment to myself. And I've learned that every time I do something like this, when I say I'm going to do something and then I actually do it, even on the days when it's hard, even on the days when maybe I don't feel like it, something good always comes from this. Like it's always good. And this is how we boost our confidence. But some people might think, why are you making such a big deal about your birthday? Well, I get to. It's my birthday. But here's the thing. I kind of feel like I'm a kid again and I'm enjoying my birthday. You know, when you're a kid and you're just excited, it's your birthday. You're maybe having a party, maybe you're not. But it's fun, it's exciting. You're gonna be a year older. Your birthday's happy. And I'm a Leo, like, and I'm really a Leo, and I just always loved my birthdays to joke around. By the time I was a teenager, just 7 more shopping days to my birthday. I just celebrated my birthday. Like it was fun for me. Um, and yes, other people celebrated with me when I turned 16. Some friends planned a surprise party. Like I definitely had some fun birthdays, but I just enjoyed my birthday. And then you become an adult. And maybe your birthday isn't such a big deal, and maybe you don't really want to make a big deal about it. And then you get to the stage where people start like not really liking getting older. But I was like, felt good about turning 30. And even 40, that was kind of a little different. But along the way, I had some not very good birthdays. Um, and a lot of that had to do with me not knowing what to ask for. Like, I don't mean present wise. I mean, just speaking up about like what would I like my birthday, maybe what would I like to do for myself on my birthday, for example? How could I make it special? But I remember, for example, turning 36 and just feeling kind of frumpy, noticing my face was not as firm and maybe my body, like I've never had like a big weight problem, but my body wasn't necessarily looking the way I wanted it to exactly after 2 kids. And, just feeling a little not great. But that wasn't the bad birthday. That was just kind of life. I had some really, really shitty birthdays. My 40th birthday, which was there were definitely celebrations, but there was a lot of tension in the air then. This isn't going to just real and vulnerable. I was in a not super healthy marriage at the time, and I'm not placing any blame. I feel we both contributed a lot to this. But it was kind of pressure of just making this all look good. So much pressure that I actually passed out, not from too much to drink. I literally had like half of a glass of wine at a dinner party for my 40th birthday because I had so much anxiety. There was just so much pressure. And I'm not going to go into the details, but let's just say whenever you see things that look picture perfect, relationships that look picture perfect, families that seem picture perfect, That's generally not the case. There was a lot of pressure that I was feeling and actually passed out. I fainted. I had like a vagal reaction. Um, so that was again, that wasn't the worst one. But there were birthdays where my husband completely forgot my birthday, like ignored it, completely forgot it. And I was like kind of waiting, we were on a family trip and it that you really feel when you're already in a stage as a mom where you kind of feel not as much, not as cute as you once were or whatever. And then when your birthday, just nobody even says happy birthday, like that's really hard. That's really hard. Um, I had one birthday where there was just a lot of drama, very unnecessary drama created during what was meant to be just a quiet get together. That really ripped my heart open. Again, just, I was broken up with on my birthday once. Yes, yes. And it was actually the most respectful, like sweetest breakup for a very legitimate reason. And this guy who remains amazing to this day, but it just like there were reasons that had nothing to do with me, but it was literally on my birthday. And and again, not intentional, but that kind of sucked. Um, there was yeah, just my 55th birthday that I just really thought things were together, and then a lot of things fell apart right before that came around, and I published a journal. But anyway, long story short, all of these shitty birthdays, and I started to tell myself the story. Animals have died on my birthday. Like you can't make this stuff up. But at the end of the day, other than animals dying, I was letting, which that just happened, but it's still kind of dark. Um, Ultimately, I was letting other people's behavior, I was letting the behavior of other people ruin my day. And as I've gone through so much personal growth and development, when you finally realize, because I really grew up a people pleaser, and then in my marriage, and I was always just trying to make everybody happy, fix everything, keep everybody quiet, happy, never thinking about what I wanted. And I gradually started to learn that like it's not our job to make anyone, it's not our job to make anyone happy. It's great to want to do wonderful things for the people that we love, for the people we care about, for our friends or family. It's great to want to make people happy. It's great to bring joy into the world, but it's not our job to make anybody happy. That's not our job. And it's also not their job to make us happy. So here I was telling this story about my birthday always being shitty. And of course, then I'm expecting my birthday to be shitty. And then I'm looking for reasons that my birthday is going to be shitty. And it had nothing to do with getting older. It was just these stories that I was telling myself about other people's behavior. So my 55th birthday I was really down. I was several weeks leading up to it because of things that had happened. Um, and I was like, I'm not gonna, this isn't gonna continue to be my story. So for my 56th birthday, which my birthday's in August, in May, so it was 2022, in May of 2022, I was like, what can I do for my birthday? Because there were years that I bought myself like a nice gift, but that's kind of fleeting. So I had this idea. What if I gave myself a six pack, as in abs, for my 56th birthday? Now, I've never really had a six pack, but I decided that that's what I was going to give myself for my birthday. And I did. So I worked hard, and that's when I started taking bikini pictures or videos once a week to kind of track my progress. It wasn't easy. And to this day, like, are those actual six pack muscles visible every single day? No, but I have maintained those very defined abs. So these are my almost 59-year-old abs on a random Tuesday afternoon. Um, so giving myself that gift, which because I'm on social media, I announced it publicly, which people got really into. They were cheering me on. It was inspiring people. Um, at that time, I was actively doing a lot of health coaching. It definitely brought on new clients who were great to work with because they already kind of knew who I was. They saw what I was doing. They were like, not necessarily that they wanted to reach that same goal, but they're like, wow, we see you're keeping it real. We'd love to work with you. So all these great things came out of it. And it felt so good for me to stay focused on this goal, achieve this goal, and, still maintain this goal all these years later because I did it through, I say it's the small actions done consistently that compound over time to yield amazing results. But that was really amazing to give myself that gift. And what was so interesting is that I wasn't thinking about what anybody else would do for my birthday. I was just thinking about giving myself this gift of the six pack. But along the way, my friends and family like made my birthday amazing. We had a family birthday party that was just so much fun and brought so much joy to my heart, and family and close friends, and it was really a special, special day. And it like the whole month just felt like a celebration. And I had so many amazing birthday messages because here I was talking about my birthday all the time, not because I wanted people to wish me happy birthday, because I was like, I've given myself this goal and I'm holding myself accountable, posting on social media. But I realized how much fun that was. So now it's like, I'm like, what can I do for myself? How can I celebrate myself? How can I make my birthday special? It's not anybody else's job to make my birthday special. I'm a grown ass adult. So last year, for my 58th birthday, um, I published my second cookbook. That was a birthday present to myself. And that was a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. Self-publishing a book, doing everything is a ton of work. But not only to give myself this finished product, I knew that this was also creating a new stream of income for myself. So that was like a legitimate birthday gift that I was really, really proud of. This year, it's not something that I really think about. It's like I just know. But this year, I wasn't really sure what I would do. And then a couple things happened in early June. I had to make some tough decisions. And I was a little in my feeling, I was feeling down a little bit about some things. I knew I made the right decision, but sometimes it's still hard. We still have feelings. And then I got this idea that I was going to be in the best shape of my life for my 58th birthday. Now, exactly do you define that? And that's always my quest. And is that totally measurable? Well, no. But to me, what I'm looking for, it's about a feeling. It is absolutely about a look as well. I want that muscle definition of my abs. I want to build my booty, which I've absolutely been doing. So I want a lot of muscle definition. I want to be lean and toned, lean and muscular. I want to have steady energy. I want solid sleep, a clear head, all of those things. I also want to be in the best shape of my life, like, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So it's really taking care of myself. So I thought I'd go back to those weekly. And so I've set some actions that I'm taking. I've upped my steps to a consistent 15,000 a day. Today I'm at like 21,000. So I'm exceeding that many days, really prioritizing protein. Um, I've added a lot of hills to my walks. I'm consistently walking in barefoot shoes in the morning. So really building that muscle. I'm just super zoned in with my supplements, everything I'm doing, and I feel amazing. And I was going to take weekly pictures to document, but then I got this idea to about a week after I gave myself this challenge, I thought, what if I just had this inspiration to dance in a bikini every day? And now I'm having so much fun with that. Um, I don't have specific plans for my birthday. I think my sister and I are probably going to go out. I told her I'd like to go out to lunch because she's like, whatever you want to do. So I was like, maybe you could come in and we can have lunch. But it's like I'm making my own birthday amazing. I'm not counting on anybody else to do it. So I had, and because I had this story of bad birthdays, I turned it into Oh, even before the bad birthdays, as an adult, we kind of turn into, oh, you don't need to do anything. Oh, it's not a big deal. But you know what? It's a big deal to me. I'm going to make it a big deal. I'm not going to ask anybody else. It's nobody else's responsibility to make it a big deal. Although, if you are in a relationship, it's great to speak up and let your partner know, like how you like to be treated on your birthday. Like, don't think they know. Like, if you like to be by yourself and have a quiet day and maybe go out to dinner, you can let them know. Or if you want the whole day to be about you, I'm not saying everybody's going to listen, but I think it's great to communicate your desires, but at the end of the day, know that like we are responsible for our own happiness. We get to decide how we want to celebrate our birthday, and we get to make it as special as we want it to be. So I'm making mine special by dancing in a bikini every day. I'm having so much fun. It's lighting me up, and hopefully inspiring some other people to celebrate the way they want, or just do something that maybe seems a little silly or a little much, but makes them happy. So that's my shitty birthday story. If you're still here, thanks for listening. If you're enjoying this content, I would be so honored if you would hit the subscribe button. That way you'll get notified every time I post a video, and it shows YouTube that you find my content interesting and relevant. So this is, well, for a few more weeks. This is 58. No filters. You can love your body, end your life at any age, and wear whatever you damn well please.